If you're looking for a new home in the Bay Area in 2024, this video is for you. While new construction is very limited in the Bay Area, there are certain regions that have land and the willingness to build. Everybody loved that got my hands a little dirty showing you communities that most don't even know about. And I scoured all my new home resources and it hit the streets and put together a list of new home communities that will be ripe for the pickings in 2024. And you're not going to want to miss this because I'm telling you, there are a few in here that the builders haven't even announced yet. So I'm pumped, and you should be too if you're home hunting in this case in 2024. Leave in the comments below with what your favorite community is of this list. Remember, for new construction, whether you choose to work with me or not, you don't pay anything extra. So don't reach out to the builders themselves directly, but allow me to partner with you on your move. I'll need to register you though and join you for the first tour to be able to help you strategize and make the best deal possible. But there's a lot of different levers I can do. It could be price, options, credits. We can figure out a solution that can work for your situation that is the best possible. But either way, it doesn't hurt anyways. So let's go over the list. We're going to start from Santa Clara County to San Mateo County, San Francisco, then to Alameda, and we'll finish off in Contra Costa County. Feel free to jump in those specific sections if you are only looking in those areas. Okay, so let's start taking a look. One of my favorite sources to be able to find homes is not actually Zillow when it comes to new construction. It's a portal called newhomesource.com. And the reason for this is because New Home Source is just pulling from the communities and from the builders versus like Zillow has a lot of those that are mislabeled. Some are these like one-off builds. So it's just way cleaner to just use New Home Source when it comes to like identifying areas. Now, to confirm, once again, do not hit free brochure. Do not hit any of this information. You want to reach out to someone like myself, a real estate professional, because I need to be there with you to be able to then get credit to be able to help you either negotiate a better deal or offset some of your closing costs with some of the means that we have. However, I do want to highlight this so you can get a general idea of what are the options open. I will point out specific communities that I like or that they're newer, and then you can certainly go through your journey. What I'm going to do throughout this video, I'm going to go from the southern parts of the Bay. So you can see we're going to start from basically the Hollister area. Hollister, the only reason I'm pointing that region out is you can see there's many options that are under 700, 800. I have a few clients that ended up moving there or even downsizing, retiring there. One of the benefits of some of these homes out in this region, they are single level. And the homes, because it's further out, you're going to get a decent amount of lot size, and the houses aren't too big. So that's one of the differences out of the new construction out in Hollister. So I had a lot of people downsize. They still want to be relatively close to their family, but they want something newer and with a lot. As you move up, there's a few left in Gilroy. For a long while, the west part of Gilroy, you had like KB Homes. Now you have Bricks. They are pretty much wrapping up with some of their communities. Now, it is a master plan community out in the west parts of Gilroy. So there's still going to be stuff over an extended period of time. But for the near future, KB Homes sold pretty well. That's pretty much gone at this point. And you still have Bricks. And that whole region is called Glen Loma. So something to consider there. You can see the sizes of these. 4-bed, 4 to 5 bed, over roughly around 3,000 square feet plus or minus, up to 1.5 in the west parts of Gilroy. That area is really nice. If you ever play golf there, I played it at the golf course there many times. Eagle Ridge is certainly a great spot to play golf. It's very quiet over there. You do have views of the hills. Really, really nice, kind of underrated spot. You do also have other communities that are nearby called Summerstone. You can see the difference. The prices here are up to about 1.1, and these are smaller homes, 1,500 and 1,900 square feet. They have, I think, just a few left there. That community is not very big. So Summerstone is not a very big hub versus the area of Glen Loma. That's a very big master plan community. Think about like what has happened with Communication Hills throughout the many years. Communication Hills is multi-phase build, similar idea of Glen Loma. Now, as you move more north, Morgan Hill has a few select options. You have really, really nice places at Borello. So these are by Toll Brothers. These are plus or minus $3 million, but take a look at the size of these. Just huge. You can get high ceilings. That's one of the staples that they have from Toll Brothers. They also have something similar in Pleasanton that is almost wrapping up. That's called Diamond Canyon. Similar layout and style that you see here. So, but that price point, because Pleasanton is a better location and school district than this area, I would say it's about $500,000 to $600,000 more for a similar size home. You also have a few remaining, which is called Andalusia. Andalusia is in Morgan Hill, but to be fair, by the time you get this recording, it may be done. Last I checked, there was only one left, not the two that they have advertised. So I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Next, as you can see, as you move up, you have a few in San Jose. Now, Urban Oak has been in building for a while. They are also in their final releases. They don't have that many left, but this is a really, really good option and something I highly recommend for those that have a budget of, let's say, up to 1 million or 1.1, because you do have some pretty nice townhomes there that are in a really great area that could work for you. Like there's a Costco nearby. There's lots of shopping, as you can see here, of a newer Target, newer Safeway. Overall, very, very good area. Newer construction nearby. Good option for many that are looking at a starter that wants a new construction place. Next, you have Almaden Heights. This is in the Almaden area, the Almaden Valley area. Now, this is built by Summerhill Homes, one of my favorite builders of the Bay. You can see these are really large homes, right? Up to about $3 million, you can get 3,600 plus square feet. This is not a big community. They did sell, I would say, about a third. I think there's like 18 homes. There's 15 homes. They did sell about a third already. So these will come and go pretty quickly, mainly because it's not a big build. Now, it's not obviously for a lot of people, but then again, if someone wants a bigger home, a newer home, this is a good school district, they may elect to just go for a property like this. Now, I'm going to move more towards the west parts, towards San Francisco, and then I'm going to loop all the way back to the East Bay afterwards. So that's going to be the order that I'll cover. Next, you have Rosewood at Camden. I've been there many times. You can check out our previous video right over here, and you're going to see the walkthrough of what I did here of Camden Park. This continues to sell. It's not a big community either. I think there's like 20-something homes. I want to say half of them have already been purchased, and many have been moved in already. You can see for about 3,400 square feet, it'll be about $3.2 million. Now, Bellaterra, also by Summerhill, has a very wide variety of types of products. You can have bungalows, you can have condos, townhomes. There's no short. This is out of all the builds that I've seen throughout the entire Bay Area, this is by far the one that has the most diversity. Now, it'll range from the low 1 millions to the low 2.2s, and it ranges from 1,100 square feet to 2,000 square feet. And there's lots of different options that you can choose from. And the benefit of that one is it's in Los Gatos. Los Gatos doesn't have many new construction. So this happens to be like a really, really rare development that they happen to have a big piece of land that they're able to redevelop. It is closer by the highway. So if you take a look on the map side, so some of them will have the highway noise, other will be okay. So just be mindful of the lot location depending on where you choose to be. Now, as you move more up, you have a few remaining out of a few communities. And this is some of my favorite spots. Plaza at Central. And I believe the other one's called Gateway, it's all called Anza. One is right next to Santana Row. The other is right next to Valley Fair. Because Stevens Creek Boulevard separates those two, one is actually in Santa Clara and the other is in San Jose. So your utility costs will be slightly different, but they're both really, really good areas and walkable to all the redevelopment that continues to happen in that part of the Bay. All the redevelopment that continues to happen around Santana Row. Now, the product is slightly different. They're both condos, and however, the design and layout is different. So some is more of a traditional, like 3-story type of townhome that you see. The others, especially the south parts of the ones in Plaza at Central, they may be more what I call a more Tetris style. You have you may have 3 flights of stairs to go up to your top level, and then you have a unit underneath that, maybe a two level. But really good location, and for the price, I would say very, very attractive because you can get a place for plus or minus 1.2, 1.3. Now, as you move more west, you can see there's a few. These are some smaller ones that have been there for some time. One of the ones I want to point out is this Arroyo Village one. This one, I believe the move-in is going to be around April. And these are really nice townhomes. Now, they range from 1.6 to 2.5 because when was the last time you have seen anything being built in Cupertino? It's been a long, long, long time. So this is a really good spot. Finally opened up. It's been in development for some time. If you were there before, that area used to be a really old single-level commercial spot, as in like little shops. I remember it had like little. It just had really little shops. Maybe in the past it may have had a movie theater. It's been a long time since I went there because it was really just an old building, a single level spot, and they have redeveloped it. So that's a really important one and a good one, especially if you want to be in Cupertino. Next, you have a few. Verano is built by Summer Hills. This one is actually not coming soon. I want to say it's been there for some time. It's a good spot because it's in Mountain View. There's nothing really in Mountain View. It's hard to build out there, mainly because there's not that much land. But when they do, they tend to be townhomes, and they're not big developments. So this is a very good one. It's an excellent one for the location if you want to be in Mountain View. But I would say I thought it was more than halfway sold out, so it may be a little bit outdated on this portal. Another one by Summit Hill is Foster City, Laguna Vista. That has been actually there for a while. They continue to sell, but I would say it's about 50%. So they've been making some price reductions. So if you have seen it in the past, great. If you haven't, consider it. Or if you're not open to it because of the price adjustments, maybe something for you to consider and get back to. They are condo style types of units. So just be mindful of that. Now, one thing I'll point out too is you don't see many in the entire strip of the peninsula. So if you are looking for a specific location, just be mindful. Certain geographies just do not have much construction because it is so limited in land. So don't be surprised that you're not going to see much even moving forward. So if you're planning to look, I really want to be Spencer in San Mateo County, your probably best bet is just focus on pre-owned homes. I can help you navigate on that. It's not that difficult to do. And to be fair, it'll allow you a lot more options, but also allow you to move in much sooner than trying to wait until some developer is able to get some zoning or permits in place. Now, San Francisco has quite a bit. Now, you have the ones by the shipyard. To be fair, the shipyard ones have been there for many, many years. You should do your due diligence of why things are not selling or not moving fast in the shipyard. It has nothing to do with San Francisco of the city. It's entirely to do with that area. So do your own research. You can see that they have been going through different cleanups, and it's still, to be fair, TBD what is going to happen there. Now, you also have many condos throughout downtown San Francisco. So I have many clients that have ended up buying properties still right there. There's a few new developments that are interesting, and it can range from really, really nice ones, like One Stewart Lane. These are really, really nice. I would consider that very similar to like the Four Seasons types of properties in San Francisco. Some of them have views of the bridge and the bay, so it's really, really nice areas. And you have some like Mason Pacific. I've had a client that had looked out there. That's a really good spot, really popular spot, pretty close to Russian Hill. So you have a few here and there. So if you want to settle down and find a place to live, because you say, look, I'm going to be in San Francisco for at least a couple of years. I like the atmosphere. I like the opportunities career-wise. I like the people there. Then you do have lots of options throughout here that are new construction ready to be moved in. But to be fair, over the last 10 years, there has also been a lot of these types of developments. So same idea of the peninsula. If you don't fancy any of these, then feel free to look in the pre-owned side. There's plenty of good stuff that can work there. You can see on Marin County side, really nothing unless you go really far out. So I'm not going to really cover that, but you can take a look at that. But the core, very popular areas close to San Francisco, nothing really there. Now, for whatever reason, it didn't show up here, but Yerba Buena Island also still has new construction that's been going on. Now, these are very premium ones relative to what you have as equivalents in San Francisco, because then again, it is a completely new development. Treasure Island is continuing to be developed, and it's going to be a pretty cool setup. I mean, anytime you have new construction like this and new communities built up, it's a really, really cool thing to see. And the question is, will it present a good opportunity? Now, it's going to be very private, which is good, but there's question marks about the ease of access getting in and out of the island. But they do have shuttles. There is a ramp to get in and out, and there is also already ferries in place. Okay, let's go towards the East Bay, and then we're going to wrap things up in Contra Costa County, kind of that region. Now, in downtown, there's certainly a few options that are available. In west side of Oakland, there is. Now, in Alameda, I believe they're wrapping up a few of these. These have been selling for some time, Bay 37. It is off of, I think there used to be like a shipyard there, the Alameda, like maybe naval shipyard in the past. Pretty cool area. All new construction in this whole region here. It's walking distance to like a Target, Safeway, and it is in Alameda. So Alameda is a good spot. it's a great spot to be in. Now let's do this for the logistics because East Bay is big. We're gonna move down a bit and then we're gonna wrap back up to Contra Costa County. So as you go down, you have a few that's I haven't actually seen yet because they're very new. Now you do have a few around Mission Boulevard. So the history of Mission Boulevard, that section, has been completely rezoned, and so you see a lot that is being torn down, and you also see a lot being newly constructed. So that whole area is zoned for high density. So you're going to see apartments for rent. You're going to see new construction for sale, continuing throughout the many years. So this is another like master plan type of community that is in Hayward and in that part of the region. Now, Fremont, to be fair, doesn't have that much. You have a few like these small developments. Centerpoint, these tend to be, I think they're duets. Yeah. So these are duets. Nuvera Homes does a few here and there throughout in Fremont, and they have historically sold well these duet styles. So, but they're not big developments. Let's see the size of this. As you can see, what is it, like 30? It's pretty good. 30 something homes. Yeah, that's plus or minus the size of what they've done in the past. Some of them I've seen 20. So those are some options to consider if you like duet style. They still have a small yard, and their price, as you can see, is significantly less than what you would get for actual single family, even pre-owned ones. And so that's an option for many. It's 1.48 to 1.67. You have a few in the south parts of Fremont. This is near Tesla. So this whole area is also a master plan community. You really have two builders, one that doesn't pay any broker's commission, which is Lenart, and the other, which is Toll Brothers, Metro West. And I've helped many people in Toll Brothers buy a place. They also have abilities to continue to build in that region. But this whole region is going to be a multi-year project. You see there's still a lot of land that's been flattened, and you still see construction occur. That's going to be a multi-year project. So, but most of the construction are going to be all townhomes and condos. There's no single family there, but it's a really good entry level place for many because the prices you can see ranges from 900 to like 1.2, 1.3. Let's say about 1.3. That's certainly an option out in that region of Fremont. Now, Milpitas, San Jose, like these areas, pretty much all done. This one at Terrap Court, it's really small left. I think there's only like a few units left. So they've been selling for some time, but they're just at the final remaining ones. So you could probably skip that. Okay, let's moving up more north again. You have Diamond Canyon. I spoke about that very early on. It's a very similar style to that Borello one that you just saw at Morgan Hill. They have, I want to say, 20% left. Like they initially, the backstory of Diamond Canyon is when during COVID, they were selling like hotcakes. And what they did was they actually did auction style because they had so many people bidding, competing for it, especially when you have a big piece of land, like a big home, good school district, and people have flexibility to work. Now it's very different. They're not necessarily taking offers, but it's just first come, first serve off of like a priority list. So that's what they have been doing now, and they have like maybe 20% left. You have the next community up here, which is also by Summerhill Homes, is City Village in San Ramon. So this is pretty cool. On the west parts of San Ramon, you have some builds that continue to be occurring. This is also like a master plan community. If you drive up there, you will notice that a lot has already been built and a lot of people have already moved in. But this was also a master plan community. I don't know how many more are left. There's still a decent amount of space, but from a build perspective, I'm not entirely sure how many more communities are in the pipe per se, right? You have Twin Oaks with Toll Brothers. They have model homes. They already have communities in place. So that's something certainly to keep an eye out for that we can go see. But City Village is something that's going to be really interesting for me just because of the location of this. If you know of City Village or if you know of that like region, you can see it is walkable to the really, really cool strip in San Ramon. The really, really cool strip of San Ramon, which is called Bishop Ranch. Like that is one of the best commercial plazas next to, I want to say, Valley Fair that you will find throughout the entire Bay. So that's a good spot. Disregard the San Francisco Shipyard one. That's not supposed to be there. That's not actually there. And then you can take a look more more north towards places like Walnut Creek. Walnut Creek actually has a few. Oak Grove, They also have a few developments. There's a few developments always happening in Concord area. Take a look at this in Hillcrest. These are single family detached homes running between 1.4 to 1.6. Now, to be fair, when you're all the way out here and you're looking for new construction single family, it is your choice. Option one is you can buy a new construction like you see here. You know, but the other, to be fair, when you're all the way out there already, there's a lot of very good pre-owned ones that are similar price that will be bigger. So it's up to you at that point when you go at this in this region, whether you want to consider new construction or pre-owned. That is your choice. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about these places that are further out, but I do want to point out when people say, look, there's no new construction, that is generally true in a lot of the prime areas. But in a lot of the areas where you actually have a lot of land, you can take a look at the perimeters out here. There's a lot of bubbles and there's a lot of new construction. Like for those that live in, like whether it's Bay Point, they live in Brentwood. Like look at how many circles and communities are in Brentwood, right? So if you have the flexibility in the ability and your budget was similar to what you experience in like Hollister area, let's say you're up to like 800,000, then you're going to get a good amount of options that you can consider, whether it's in Brentwood area, whether it's in like the Tracy area. Like take a look at Tracy, right? Homes there are under 800 too. They have a few being built in Mountain House. Those are like up to 900. But these are all good areas and communities to consider if you're okay and flexible with the drive. And if you're okay and flexible with the drive. But if you are, then you have like some pretty big homes. The lots are still big. Very, very similar, direct comparison to Hollister. Like Brentwood, Tracy, direct comparison. It's just they're just more east and north versus Hollister. The weather will be a little bit different. The weather will be different, but the type of properties because of the commute. I mean, think about the commute, right? Hollister to like the hubs, Tracy, Brentwood to the hubs, kind of similar. I would say Hollister is a little bit better, but then again, you can roll through a lot of these other big cities versus here, you're pretty much just rolling through Morgan Hill and San Jose. So that's like the trade-off when it comes to the areas to consider for new construction. Now, like I said, don't wait. Like if there's new construction here, you're going to exhaust your options within one weekend. You will know whether new construction as a solution for you will work or not. If it doesn't, it's okay. Go pre-owned ones. 98% of all homes are sold via pre-owned, right? And if you want specific product, you got to be realistic. If you want single family in Santa Clara County or San Mateo County, it's mostly going to be pre-owned, or it's going to be that price point that you saw, right? You saw those two different communities, Almaden Heights, Robson, Camden area. Those are 3 million plus. If not, there are plenty of townhomes that are doable. So it's important to just see this, understand your options, and then decide what you want to do. And of course, I can help you very easily narrow your options down, and I would love to help you either help you buy a place, whether it's new construction, pre-owned, or certainly help you sell a place to help you move up to this. And remember, there is no cost when working with me when it comes to any of these new construction or pre-owned. The cost all already is factored in from the builder side. That's how it has been operated forever outside of that one builder that I mentioned. So what do you think? Were there any new communities that look good to you? Send me a text or send me an email. I'd love to go over what the latest is and plan accordingly. If and when any new announcements do happen, we will be the first to inform you. So make sure to follow us. And if you're thinking about moving to the Bay Area or settling down here, don't wait. Reach out to my team. We would love to help you determine whether new construction or pre-owned is better for you. Majority are buying pre-owned, but if you can get a new construction, go for it. So until that next video, I'll catch you later.